So I'm not 100% sure what the particular difficulty is, but I can show you, I can run through the process of what I would do, or do you
Mm.
want to just tell me what the thing is that you're
Well, I just don't know how to impaginate. I'm not techie, and I mean, I can impaginate normally on an A4, but now I need to take the text and turn it around. I mean, I'm thinking for also I can't quite figure out if I'm going to print it on A4, how how do I tell the yeah, I mean, it's just complicated and
okay. So,
I don't know how am I going to put it together in quires or whatever, like to
so you mean, yeah,
how am I
okay,
going to stick it together? All
right.
kinds of questions arise.
So it sounds like, for simplicity, and I might get this wrong, but it sounds like you would just like to almost start with, from first principles, how do you make a document that's A5 and then upload it to, do you know where you're uploading it? Is it Mixam, the thing that I recommended? Or
No,
do
I
you
don't
not
know what
even?
you recommended, but I was just I only have Word, so I was just
Okay. Okay, so I'll show you what I would do using Apple's equivalent of Word, and I'm very confident that it will be relatively simple to do it in Word. I just don't happen to use Word. So if
okay.
I screen share, what I thought I would try to do is, okay, so I'm going to show you this is a document that I don't mean to show you because it's all visuals and it probably would be quite confusing. So what I'm going to do instead is go to my own most recent, the one that I could find most recently that I've shown you before. This is the book proposal that my agent's just sent in. So I'm just going to copy all of the text. So I'll do that. Then I'm going to shut that one, and then I'm going to create a new document. Can you see that I'm creating a new document?
Now I can, yes.
Okay.
I
So,
didn't see copying the text, but I don't need to see that yet. And you're creating it.
okay.
And this
And
is in
this is,
what program?
it's called Pages, and it's the Apple version of Word, but I'm sure you can do this with Word.
Okay.
So then let's say I just want to take a really simple basic document,
Mm,
which you will be able to do. I'll
mhm.
open that, create that, and then I want to go to Pages, the format of the document itself, which you will be able to do somewhere in Word. So I'm going to choose not A4, but A5. So now the whole book, every page is going to be A5.
Okay.
So then I'm just going to copy and paste. I've already copied, so now I'm going to paste all the text from before. I'm just checking the size of the text. It's coming out at 12 point, which is highly readable. Yeah, this is a long document now. It's
Yeah, I
nine.
can't see anything at the moment. They're just the
Oh, can't
pages
you? Okay,
visual.
let me just see if I can go back in and share it. Can you see anything now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so um, did you see me choose A5? Because it was
No.
defaulting to A4,
Okay.
but I'm
Okay.
going to choose A5.
Yeah.
So then it's got all this stuff. It's a long document, so I'm not going to use all of this. But let's say I did, and I'll call this demo A5 dot Sarah, and I'll save it to my desktop just so I don't lose track of it. Um, and then what I do in Pages, and which I'm fairly sure you'll be able to do in Word, is
Mhm.
export it to become a PDF. Does that mean anything?
I've not done that before, but I imagine I can. It's simple enough, isn't it?
It should be. It's certainly very simple this way. So I'll just do that for the sake of doing it right now. I'm just going to keep it. It says good, but good is the least good. So good is not as good as better or best, but I'm keeping the image quality good so, because it's mostly a text document. I'll save it as a PDF. I don't know if you can see this. It's now a PDF called demo A5 doc for Sarah. Export. So now if I stop sharing for a second and then I'll
Okay.
go
Well, that's
back
really
in.
simple.
So what I'll then do is show you something else.
So A5 is basically half of a A4 sheet, is it?
This
Just a
book,
normal book
yeah, it's
size.
half. So this book here, which is just a notebook, is yeah, that book that you just waved around is probably not far off A5.
Mhm.
This is regular kind of notebook. That's A5. Most books are probably slightly different size, but it's so marginal, it's not worth worrying about. So
Mm.
here's like a
It's just it's more handleable and nicer than
yeah, A4 is horrible. So there's a book, and it's next to the A5, and it's pretty
yeah,
close.
yeah.
I mean, it's marginally different.
Mhm.
So A5 is pretty good. So now if I go back to sharing, and I will open the hang on, sorry. Okay, so
So you just don't know what you don't know, do you?
of course, no. What, how could you? So let me just
With
go
computers, it's often like that.
so I'm losing myself a bit here. Okay, so right now I'm going to share with you the Apple thing that looks at PDFs. So I'm now
This is a
looking at
PDF, yeah,
this is a PDF.
yeah.
So it's currently way too many pages for our purposes. It's 72 pages. So let's just say I want to do a very small booklet of,
I was going to do around 30.
okay, well, I'm going to just do 12 just for the sake of, oops, sorry, one sec. So I'm just going to delete all of those pages. I now have a 12-page document. I don't know if you can see it says 12 of 12. And it
Mm.
needs to be a multiple of 4, because if you think about it, everything that's a booklet
Mm.
is a sheet of paper folded in half,
Mm.
and then you've got 4 sides. So every publication tends to be 4,
Yeah.
multiples of 4. So let's say I've got this 12-page document that I want to now, I'll change the name. So let's say print ready demo A5 document for Sarah. And so now I'm going to stop sharing again. And now, where am I going next? Okay, this is the website that I often use for uploading. So I'll just close some of my other applications because it's all getting a bit confusing. Right. So if I now go to screen share on the place that I use to get prints made, can you see it? It says Mixam. Can you see that?
Mixam.com, is it?
.co.uk.
Okay.
So I don't think it really matters what you call your thing. This is just
Mm.
because they're trying to appeal to lots of different people. So they've got lots of different names of categories, but they're all essentially kind of basically the same thing, more or less. So let's say that I'm just going to call it a zine just because it's easy and I've done that a million times, but they're probably all fairly much the same. So then let's say I want 10 copies. That's going to
Oh,
change the price.
wow. And so,
I get
yeah.
10 copies in color, portrait, because I designed it that way. It's an upright
Yeah.
page, not sideways. It's definitely A5, which is what I've
Hmm.
just shown you. So it would all go all weird if I chose something else and it didn't fit the PDF, but the PDF is A5, so this is A5. I'm going to go for recycled, uncoated paper. 135 is not heavyweight. It's not, by no means it's card, but it's probably heavier than most books. So maybe I'll go for 120. That's quite a nice, thicker than, it's not thin page.
Okay.
You can get it staple bound because it's only 12 pages at the moment, or wire bound or perfect bound. Perfect bound is when you just get loads of sheets of paper and pile them up neatly and stick glue on the
But
end.
if it's 30 pages, it perfect is too small, isn't it?
I don't think so. No, I think you should probably choose, let's see, 32 is,
I see the price going up and up.
24 is the
But
minimum.
that's okay.
It's not that bad, is it? 24
No,
pages.
no, no.
So let's say yours is 30, but it might actually be a little bit more once you've got a cover, maybe, who knows? Um, it's still not terribly expensive for 10
No,
copies.
it's fantastic. No, thank you for telling me all of this.
And
It's
if you go to
great.
20 copies, it's still only 40 quid. It's probably going to cost
Yeah.
you for postage. So right, I'm going to go back to, just because I quite like staples sometimes, I'll go for staple band.
So do you think I should just staple it then rather than perfect?
No,
What?
no, definitely not important. Entirely your choice. No, it's perfect is
Okay.
fine. I personally have a bit of a problem with some perfect band books because the glue cracks and then all the pages fall out, whereas staples don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's say I only want one of these for myself. The price won't go down all that much actually, because the price for one is as bad as anything. So I'll go back to 10. And then you might want a different cover. So let's go back to perfect band for you. 30, no, where are we? 32 pages. Perfect band. 120 GSM paper. But let's say you want your cover to be, I don't know, silk.
Gloss.
Slightly shiny.
Oh,
You want gloss.
okay. No, I don't know. I don't know. Silk slightly shiny
Gloss is
sounds good.
really
Yeah.
quite shiny, and silk is a little bit shiny.
Mm.
So let's say
Okay.
you want it to be quite stiff, solid cover to make the whole thing
Mm.
feel a little bit more um, substantial, perhaps. Make it 300 GSM. That's like really quite heavy paper
Mm-hmm.
for the cover. So maybe it puts the price up much. Don't know, 50p, not much. Do you want the cover to be printed in color? Do you want the inner cover to be printed? It could be just blank, and that's marginally cheaper
Actually, I've chosen a black and white photo, so that's.
for inside the cover.
So I choose grayscale in that case, do I?
Okay. And the inside, are you printing the cover inside, or is it just a blank page inside the cover?
I think blank. I hadn't thought to
Okay,
this
not
level of
tremendously
detail.
expensive. So this isn't going to quite work for me because my document isn't 30 pages, but that's okay. I'll just show you what you can do. You can do all sorts of weird stuff, but I wouldn't bother with particular finishes.
Mm.
You could do that again if you've experimented and want to. But now that I've shown you that, I'm going to go back to staple because mine's only 12 pages and I've
Mm.
deleted all those other pages, so I need to stick with that. So I'm not going to add a cover. No, I'll add a cover just so it's a bit more consistent with yours. Therefore, I need to be 8 pages plus the first 4. Does that make sense? I'm not going too fast. Yeah, so it's an 8-page document plus 4 for the cover. That's perfectly good delivery date. I'm going to upload my own artwork because let's call my PDF artwork. So now I'm adding it to the cart.
Upload own art. So that's important, the upload own artwork.
Yeah.
You haven't said how I will combine because my sister's preparing
Okay, so
a cover for me on the basis of a photo I found. But so
is she
where would
is
I
she
add
making it?
that?
She's just got to make sure it's A5 and it's saved as a PDF.
Okay.
So this is
And
really,
then
so I'll show
where do
you.
I slip it in?
Great question.
First page.
I'll I'll, I'll stop this share, go back to my PDF, just so you.
Sorry.
No, it's really good. It's more important to be useful than anything else. Okay. Right. So here we are back. Can you still see the PDF here? Here.
Yep, yep, yep.
So let's
Oh, I
say,
see. You just insert that into the original PDF, into the main PDF. Is that
yeah,
right?
I'm going to try and show you now how I do that because I've now reduced it to 11 pages by deleting one. I go up here and insert. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm inserting either a page from a file or a blank page. I'm going to insert my own cover image. Um, what could it be? This is probably the right size. Okay, let's hope. Okay, that'll do. Let's imagine that's my beautifully designed cover there. Right, so it's
Mm-hmm.
slightly the wrong size, but it doesn't matter. It's just an image in a page. That's fine. So now I've got a 12-page document, which I've here, as it were, inserted your sister's artwork into my PDF. So it's one PDF. It's a single PDF.
Brilliant.
You can do it with multiples, but it's marginally more complicated. So just at some point you've got to add it.
And presumably if you want a back cover, then you add it at the end of the document.
Yeah, exactly. So you have a sequence of pages in one PDF that are all the right size. So now go back to the printing site. Yeah, this is all kind of about shopping really, and all the stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, let's continue. That's all fine. Yeah, wonderful. There's going to be postage. I have to do that. So on. I think I can just continue to design it before I do all the purchase details. So now I just upload a file. So it's showing
Oh,
you,
you don't upload until you've actually paid for it and everything.
well, I haven't paid for anything yet.
Oh no,
I've just
until you're close to the end.
agreed
Yeah,
the price.
yeah.
So you can see all the pages here are artwork missing. If I now upload the file, shouldn't take too long. Okay, it says there are some errors. It says the page size doesn't fit. Oh, that's because this isn't the right page size, but I'll just ignore that. If I had inserted a correctly sized front cover page, that would be fine. It's then gone onto the inside front cover is already my page one. So it's pretty inelegant, this. You don't really want the document to
How do
start
you know that's the inside front cover? And
because
also your last page has gone to the back cover, so
yeah,
you have to be
so it's
careful
now
of
the
that.
back cover.
So you
So
just need to put in a blank, do you?
yeah, so I could just delete this page and let's delete this one. So now I've got a blank cover at the front and a blank at the back, but my document in here now somewhat reduced because I've deleted a couple of pages is all sitting inside. That's actually the inside cover, which is not ideal. If I were doing this properly, I would put that over here.
Can you do that? That's easy to do, to shunt it along.
I'd have to move all of them,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can do. So that's why I think you should get all of your pages lined up perfectly in the PDF. Get your front cover, then a blank page for inside the front cover, then have your document start either immediately or after a couple of blank pages like books normally do. They have some just sort of bullshit pages. That's not what they're technically called. But it should start on a right-hand page. So that's good. So then let's say I'm really happy with this, which of course I'm not, but anyway, let's say I am. I can then actually preview the book.
Oh, that's the thing, isn't it?
So this is my blank cover because I deleted it, but it would have had that wrongly sized picture. And I can turn the page and it starts, unfortunately, on the inside cover. But
Okay.
I can turn the pages and I can look at it all and go, oh, that's great, lovely. And then there's my blank back cover. So
Yeah.
even before I've done anything, it's allowed me to do that. Now, how do I get back? Probably like that. So it's incomplete, but fine, doesn't matter. I'll delete that whole thing. And then you would have to go to ordering a print and paying for it. It's all pretty straightforward, to be perfectly honest. I hope, are going to need to take away
If
from
your
this.
order is being delivered on a pallet, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So I'll forget that one if I can work out later how to delete it. But I think the main things that we've done are set up a Word document which is set to A5. Pour all your material into the A5. If you can, add the picture even then before you export it to a PDF. Doesn't matter if you can't. You can add it later to the PDF by inserting a page in a PDF. Then upload
That's
all of it
great.
to
That's
make it.
really useful.
Good, really pleased. So not that,
Thank you so much.
not
Yeah,
that.
and share with other people. I'm sure they'd be happy to know about that.
Brilliant.
I
Thank
do have a question. When I send the little accompanying note, do
Yes.
you
Shall
think
I
I
pause
need to say
recording?
anything? Sorry? Yeah,
Shall I
yeah.